Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 2 in this series. Cechi taking a 1-0 lead as we move on to Echo Isle. Gonna go ahead and speed things up here into the 8-time speed. Altar of Elders, Ancient of War. Meanwhile, it is gonna be a Crypt Death Knight being built a little bit later than normal. Cechi often opting to go for a later build on his hero. It's going to be the 2-minute 10-second mark that makes its way out as a Demon Hunter once more able to really just run out once again. I was expecting a Warden possibly on game number 2, but it looks like it is going to be the Demon Hunter versus Death Knight matchup as Cechi really figuring out what he can do in game number 2 to try and get ahead. Sonik running in with this Demon Hunter, get some easy shots here, perhaps be able to take down some skeletal minions. There's a mana burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight, however, does not have any real reason to be afraid. Yes, there's a little bit of mana loss, but the Death Knight opening up with Unholy Aura couldn't care less about his mana. Until he gets to level 2, he has no real way of spending his mana, and he knows that every time his opponent uses mana burn, yes, he loses mana, but his opponent loses just the same amount of mana as well, and Moonwells are going to be spending their Moonwell mana, replenishing the mana of the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, however, quickly gets surrounded here, being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal, and wow, Cechi gets the very first, not first blood, but first effective play just using Unholy Aura and Ghouls to get a 5-unit surround. Archers making their way over to the mercenary camp. Demon Hunter now wandering around here. You can see that I believe he did use some of that Moonwell right there. There it is, as the Demon Hunter now looking to run off again. Level 2 on the Death Knight as he grabs Gloves of Haste, has Dust of Appearance already ready just in case any of those archers try and shadow meld to reveal them and take them down. Now, it looks like Cechi is going for a much heavier ghoul strategy early on and then transitioning at the midpoint.
A player's forces are under attack.
That's what we saw in game number 1, and we'll see if that continues to be effective as Sonik now just rushing through, getting in some easy shots on those ghouls, and now the Demon Hunter has to be extremely careful, and that is not how you stay yourself as an extremely careful Demon Hunter. Instead, once more being forced to Staff of Teleport all the way back home. Demon Hunter now ready to go. Death Knight heading over to the center Goblin Mauler shop over here at the Goblin Merchant. Ogre Mauler shop at the Goblin Merchant. May be able to take it down, but instead sees that the Death Knight death coils off the Demon Hunter once again. We're going to see a little bit of an attack here, and maybe the only reason why the Death Knight really ventured the death coil, that Demon Hunter, is because he knows that his opponent is gonna most likely mana burn him anyways, so might as well deal the damage as opposed to taking the extra damage from that mana burn there. All right, Ghoul is now getting in the way. It looks as though that Ghoul may be able to get away right there. The Demon Hunter now trying to shift back the other way, and a beautiful forward Ghoul once again gets in front of his opponent, causing problems, and now there's a 42-point mana burn as well. Death Knight in a little bit of trouble
player's forces are under
as we
attack.
now move into Black Citadel. Naga Sea Witch being picked up once more. Sonik taking a very early lead in terms of the hero count, and if he is able to maintain this hero advantage, things are gonna just get easier and easier from here on out. Death Knight sitting at level 2, venturing forth against the most difficult creep camp on this map. Potion of Greater Mana picked up by the Naga Sea Witch, as the Naga Sea Witch could easily start cold arrowing some of those units around. There goes one. Skeletal minions continuing to come in here, gonna go after more units. It looks like the Naga Sea Witch is gonna try and retreat with his remaining unit, and it still doesn't look very good for that Death Knight. Death Knight constantly getting cold arrows, now just trying to retreat for the hills again. There goes another Ghoul. There goes a skeletal minion as the Lich comes in with a quick Frost Nova and then takes down the remaining units again. Demon Hunter now going after the Death Knight. Death Knight now trying to run away. What is happening here as the Death Knight is making their way over? As Cechi is just having fun apparently. As Sonik is just digging into him. And causing so many problems. All right, Death Knight now trying to hold off the attack here. There is that front Lich doing a good job of making sure, making sure that the units are, or excuse me, oh, are we going to see the Death Knight? Nope, we are not going to see the Demon Hunter get taken down. The Lich ended up taking a Fork Lightning, but stayed alive ever so barely, as we are now looking to get into the Obsidian statues. This Lich very low on life could be very, very important, and watching him. Meanwhile, we're looking at Abolish Magic now coming in with Bear level 1 adept training coming in as well. Naga Sea Witch may try and take down both of these heroes, and it looks like that is not going to be the case. The Death Knight knows that it cannot hold up against this last unit here. Are we going to see some heal from that Obsidian statue, as the Naga Sea Witch still going forward a little bit more. Demon Hunter now looking to clear up the remaining creep camp. However, has to be careful because of that poison, which will spread out all that damage over time a bit much. All right. Crypt Fiends, Death Knight, Lich now making its way over. Let's take a look. There is another mana burn again. Lich wants to give chase down these units, but unable to really commit to that fight yet. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter, double circlets of nobility. Very, very strong. +4 on every stat. As the Demon Hunter now races back over again. All right, Demon Hunter now looking to back off. Where is that Demon Hunter going? Demon Hunter now making its way back home.
A player's forces are under attack.
Meanwhile, Death Knight and Lich now finishing things up over here at the mercenary camp. There goes one Kobold Geomancer as well, or Tunneler. The Geomancer still down over here, as we're looking at the center creep with the Naga Sea Witch and some bears. Bears are still at adept training. I got to imagine that they are going to be at mastery training here in just a moment, but until that time comes, those bears are going to be the weakest link in the army, since they are force supply units with only 505 hit points. Demon Hunter now trying to finish things off here. Able to do exactly that. Ancient of War needs to start eating some trees in order to replenish his cell count, as the Lich, Crypt Fiends, Obsidian Statues, and Death Knight now lie in wait of what is going to be coming in from the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter with a 100-point mana burn quickly mana burns one of the Obsidian Statues, dropping it down by 100 mana. That is always going to hurt tremendously, especially if a mana is constantly absorbed. There is another burn there, 323 compared to 200. As the mana burn still reigns in on the Death Knight as well. All right, Naga Sea Witch, or no, Lich coming in with the Frost Nova. However, the Crypt Fiend's able to get in a little bit more damage on that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now looking to head back over, as the Naga Sea Witch looking to finish things off here. There's another Tome of Agility, which could be very, very useful for that Naga Sea Witch as she gets to level 4. As she gets to level 4. All right, let's take a look back over here in the center portion of the map. Death Knight, Lich now ready to go. Meanwhile, in the bottom side of the map, the Demon Hunter is ready to go as well. He also has a rejuvenation, and that rejuvenation will keep him alive much longer, giving him a little bit of buffer to play with in terms of the expansion, or in terms of the push. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch now coming through. Demon Hunter now trying to come through as well. Early damage onto the bear. The bear not going to get saved. There it goes. Level 3 now on the Death Knight. Death Knight going after the remaining units, as the Death Knight may be able to finish off a handful of Dryads. Dryads trying to stay alive. And this is a completely different fight than what we saw in game number 1, as the Demon Hunter now chasing after some more units as well. All right, Demon Hunter now chasing after that Lich. Lich trying to get away. Death Knight now trying to get away. Naga Sea Witch is out here as well. Are we going to see a little bit of slow damage? No, we are not. Not quite sure why we don't see slow damage, as that would be extremely helpful against a Naga Sea Witch who's slowly slithering away. All right. Death Knight now looking to come in. All right, what was that? That looked like it was a Lich, as the level 1 Naga Sea Witch is still alive. Level 3 Naga Sea Witch taken down on the opponent's side, as we are now looking at the Demon Hunter looking to just teleport back. Death Knight down to 156 hit points. Down to 156 hit points. Needs to find a way to hero level up here. All right. Death Knight picking up a scroll of healing should be able to counteract that Fork Lightning fairly quickly. One use and it completely nullifies all of that damage and then some.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right. Death Knight now finishing off the Troll Trapper. One more Troll Trapper is all that is left, as the main creep camps of this map have been cleared out already. Only the bottom corners left and maybe a little bit of the top. Yeah, the Troll Trapper there downgraded to a green creep camp already. Also, we see a Hippogriff here, making sure that there's nothing happening really at the back door. Death Knight venturing forward, gonna go ahead and go after all of these creep camps here. Now trying to pull back. No, should just really engage there, knowing that he's just gonna dead end himself. Gonna go ahead and dead end himself here. All right, Gargantuan Sea Turtle, Death Knight, Destroyers are all ready to go. It looks like the Gargantuan Sea Turtles more than a match for the remaining hit points there.
Forces are under attack.
As the Death Knight now makes its way center. All right, over here on the bottom left, Tome of Agility, Ring of Protection +3 left behind. Very, very good set of items. Not quite sure why they were left behind.
A player's forces are under attack.
Back over here, Night Elf still sitting at level 4. Double Circlets of Nobility, Orb of Venom, Staff of Preservation still going strong. Meanwhile, oh, going back to pick up the items. Yes, very nicely done. Purposely going back with the other hero to pick up the items, knowing that his main hero is completely full on items. One of those very, very small differences that make a profound impact, having all of your heroes completely healed and ready to go for their upcoming fight is just stupendous. Meanwhile, Tome of Intelligence now dropped as well. So far, Hippogriff looking to the skies, trying to figure out where his opponent is. Another Hippogriff is now out on the field. Meanwhile, there is the Tomb of Relics. We are going into the Slaughterhouse, and we are also training up. No, not training up any. Only 3 Destroyers so far. So 1 Obsidian Statue, 3 Destroyers, and we are just trying to add more into the bank before this upcoming engagement. All right. Renegade Wizard falls. Demon Hunter is still sitting at 3, or now sitting at 5. Wow, Demon Hunter sitting at 5, ready to clear out more creep camps. There's only 1 creep left on the map. I believe it is right there, that Forest Troll Trapper that was not taken out earlier. All right. So far, we are looking at the Undead just sitting inside his base, really not amounting to very much. It looks like he's just building his exact army that he wants at 50/80 supply. And when the time comes, he can easily rebuild that army up to 80 supply. But he's just trying to make sure that he's not getting any taxes on his gold earnings just quite yet. All right. Destroyers now making their way over here to the bottom left. There could be an expansion attempt. but any sort of expansion attempt would pretty much immediately fail, as the destroyers are able to catch that very, very easily and quickly. All right, Crypt Fiends now ready to move out. We are going into Obsidian Statues and Abominations. That's going to be just the right combination of units. If the bears are constantly engaging against the other units, then if they're constantly engaging against the other units, they're not going to be able to take down and focus down the Crypt Fiends or the 3 main heroes. All right, another Obsidian Statue there. Are we going into Chimeras? Yes, we are. So we are now looking at Chimeras coming in from the Night Elf, and the Chimeras are going to be absolutely perfect against all of the...
A player's forces are under attack.
All of the... Wait a second. I don't even see any Abominations. They're not going to actually be that great, that useful. Only against Obsidian Statues do they have any sort of serious damage bonus, as we are now looking at the fight here. All right. Demon Hunter just simply going to try and walk forward, get in some easy shots on some of those guys. And what is going to be happening next? Dryad's now trying to chase after all these units. It looks like, yes, they are about to chase them a little bit further. And there you have the 2 Chimeras playing another... Coming back through. 3 Chimeras now, upgraded 1-1. That is perhaps the most Chimeras I've seen in a relatively small army game, 72 over 80. And what is happening here? So many... units now making their way off to the north here. I'm still looking for where that Frostworm possibly could have gone. There's the Shade still looking around. And with only 1 or 3 destroyers now, there you go, 3 destroyers. Is that Obsidian Statue gonna turn into... no, I'm not quite sure yet. Where is everything else here? As we're now looking at the Shade, still keeping track of the army. 3 Chimeras for the other side. And whoever has the stronger air superiority will end up taking... will be bringing the fight here. All right. Let's take a look. Destroyers ready to go. Crypt Fiends ready to go. 1 Abominations. That is a lot of Crypt Fiends. And we are now looking into a big fight here. All right, a couple of one ensnare there. The Hippogriffs. Frost Nova slowing down things again. There is the attack. There's the Death Coil saving a unit. Naga Sea Witch could use Potion of Invulnerability. Doesn't use it. A bit of a mistake there. Meanwhile, the Raiders are still going to try and finish off some of those other units. There goes 1 more unit. The Death Knight could easily finish off another unit there. There it goes. Lich now up to level 3. Lich at level 3 is pretty much out of mana, though, as we're now turning around for that fight again. All right. Fork Lightning. Naga Sea Witch up to level 4. If he gets another Fork Lightning across all of these low hit point units, that would be tremendous there, as the Chimera is still trying to finish off things here. All right. Cold arrows onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now in a little bit of trouble, as we now see Chimera getting focused down here. No, not going to get focused down, just trying to do damage as they walk, as this Demon Hunter is still running in and able to finish off the Death Knight without real worries for himself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2.